Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shadowlands Alpha Endgame, where we're going to be looking at our Covenant Sanctums today. This is the private realm that Blizzard gave us access to check out some really early stuff of this. Again, level-headed as much as we could possibly be. This stuff is really works in progress. They're just getting an idea of what we think of these systems and how they're going to play out, and then we can give feedback of the direction to go before it's all finalized. So we're going to be looking at how we upgrade this system this time. It's a combination of sort of garrison stuff and class halls. As you can see, we are in Sinfall, which is the Venthia Covenant Sanctum. And depending on which covenant you choose, it will be different. And also, we now have discovered and tested the covenant you choose will come with a big weekly thematic event that fits that covenant. So they give us access to Venthia, and the Venthia is a sexy vampire party. It's a little strange. I'm going to be looking at that in a separate video because it deserves its own video, that one. But we are going to be doing the sexy vampire party. But other than that, you also get a bunch of other stuff. So how does that work? Now, what you're going to be doing is obviously getting some sort of resource. Not unexpected. How do you get it? By turning in souls. How do you get souls? Souls come from the endgame zone, the Maw, and of course, Torghast. You're going to be acquiring these souls, and then you'll have a chap like this in, I imagine, each of the Covenant Sanctums. That is a soul warden. So you can see Tanaval here is our soul warden. I have been and done the Maw. I've done some Torghast, so I have some souls. I have brought souls for our Covenant. Okay? Now, this isn't currently doing anything, which is unfortunate, which is the first time when you do the quest, he does, but he's going to give you a bunch of resources. So if we come over here to Foreman Flatfinger, he is our Sanctum upgrade bro. Now, as you can see, I've been at this all night. We have pretty much every single upgrade, but these are the resources he's going to be giving us. Some anima from our reservoir that we've been collecting by just playing the game. And then he has things like Sanctum Artisans, Sanctum Architects, and Sanctum Anima Weavers. So when I turn those souls in over there, he's going to give me a bunch of these that then I can choose what I want to do with them in terms of upgrading the Sanctum and the functionality of the Sanctum as a whole. And I can focus where I want this to go. So, for example, being a Venthia means that I have access to blood mirrors. Blood mirrors allow very quick travel around Revendreth. This is a blood mirror here. This is a Sinfall mirror. And you'll find these located around the zone. And just simply walking through them instantly teleports you somewhere else. This thing is pretty cool. This thing is pretty cool. As you can see, it's instantaneous. Now, I will tell you, these are out in the world. You're going to actually get to play with these when you level through Revendreth, which is the final leveling zone of the Shadowlands. And you'll be like, that was really quick. It was it's super quick. It's basically like you blinked there. It's absolutely seamless. So one of the upgrades that the Sanctum has is, of course, the transport network. Mirror, mirror, unlocking, activating different areas of the network so that you can eventually travel all around Revendreth. This is Revendreth itself. Very, very quickly using the Blood Mirror network. As you can see, we've started to get some world quests and things up here that are starting to pop up and give us gear and things along those lines. The next upgrade we can pick up here is going to be Anima Diversion. So it unlocks access to the Sanctum's first two Anima Diversion locations. So as we start to repair this drought, so there's an Anima drought, all right? It's the big resource of all of the Shadowlands. As we start to get our anima back and we start to stock up the reservoir, which you can see we have in our anima reservoir, we have 100,000. Luckily, they did give us this chap here who provided us with all the resources we needed to test this thing out. So I haven't farmed anything. Beyond them, I have played the areas, but farmed, no. I've played and got what I've got. So we actually upgrade this and we can divert our anima to different areas. I'll show you that in a moment, actually. I'll come back to it because we have to go to a different floor. Some other things we can do is Adventures Upgrade. So if you've seen the video on the mission table, it's actually located over there. It's the scouting map. It is there. Our Soulbind Decider is over here. This actually upgrades our adventurers so they can do things. I think this is a work in progress. It's a little bit underwhelming, which is increase the rate at which adventurers naturally heal by 25%. Grants access to adventurers and their rewards, so you can actually start doing those missions, and of course decrease the time it takes. So those used to be bonuses that were tied to adventurers. Adventurers are now, if you haven't seen that video, our adventurers are the people we use in our mission table. They're now combat focused because of course we have this auto battler minigame style scouting map to deal with, so that's what their buffs are this time, and the speed etc is going to come from the Sanctum upgrades itself. We also have this, the Ember Quartz. Now, the Ember Quartz is an exciting piece of content for all Covenants. Every single Covenant, as was announced yesterday, now comes with a weekly big thematic event. And in the case of the event there, it is, of course, the Sexy Vampire Party. I'm not joking. It's a Sexy Vampire Party. I've done it. There's a video coming out on it. Stay tuned. It should be up a few minutes after this one goes out. So the Sexy Vampire Party is as it sounds. You throw a big soiree, a gala, as it's referenced, and what you're going to do there is invite members of Revendreth that you've encountered by questing, and even members of other zones that you've made friends with while leveling to your soiree. And you have to decide how that party is going to play out. Is it going to be a fight party? Is it going to be very formal and things like that? Watch that video for a little descriptor of it. It's not for everybody, believe me. It's really not for everybody. But we do know things like Maldraxxus. If you are in the Necrolord Covenant, you'll be able to build your own abominations. That's their big weekly thing. And the whole purpose of this is to provide you with some sort of buffs and rewards, which will then be useful out in the open world for the remainder of the week. So here we can upgrade that, so we can expand the dredger pool, creating more dredgers to decorate the Ember Quartz. So the better decorated our party is, I know for some of you this is going to sound super lame, and for some of you this is going to sound really fun, to make it a better party. Because that's what the whole purpose of the Sexy Vampire Party is to make it the best party, and you get more rewards for making it a great party. That's how that works. So this is the other system we have here. For the Animated Diversion, let's go take a look at that. So that's actually going to be a different floor. And we're going to use the Blood Mirror to travel around between the floors of Sinfall, as it is buried deep underground. It's still weird how quickly it does that. We've actually traveled from up there to get here. I mean, we could do it ourselves, obviously, with Door of Shadows, but you get the idea. It's a little strange. So here is our Anima Conductor. Ooh, shiny, shiny, shiny. Anima Conductor is here. We are here in Sinfall, and what we're able to do is actually divert anima to these places so that they're now getting anima, right? So channel anima to the Castle Ward, unlocking new world quests. And what we're going to be able to do, eventually, is send out these waves of anima to these various areas, which will then provide more content within our zone. And what they're really looking to do here, and I have to wonder, after looking at this, as you can tell, I've been unable to play it. No matter what I do, I can't get this to actually work yet. Is if you want to play with your friends through world quests like we have done in the past, is that possible? I don't know, because with the combination of being able to unlock extra quests via this, I think our friends would probably be able to see those quests, but we combine it with the mirror network, which allows us as Venthia, in order to travel super fast around the zone. I have to wonder how that's going to play out, and whether we're going to have to wait around for our friends to sort of catch up as we just zip around the zone like vampires would do. Needless to say, it's very, very cool. So what we're doing now is definitely getting a fuller idea of what the end game loop will look like. So you're going to be doing things like, you're going to pick up your soulbind very quickly. And then from there, you're going to be heading out into the Maw and into the open world to complete world quests and things like that. And then you're going to be collecting souls to bring the souls back here, which are going to allow you to upgrade all this stuff to make expand your growth. And that's the idea here, is you're going to expand your presence within your zone, so you really feel tied to your Covenant. This is exactly the kind of thing we were looking for, and they're going to have story associated with this. This isn't just like mundane, monotonous stuff. This is also going to be adding to the story and unlocking various story with the soulbinds and individual Revendreth Venthia campaigns. All those kind of things are going to come along with it. But this is the loop they're looking with. You're going to go collect the souls, you'll come back here, you'll get the upgrades, which then allows you to do a lot more open world stuff, which should eventually let you back around, and that's the loop they're looking at. And a lot of this so far feels very cosmetic based. It's story based. Like, I don't know how much of relevance this will have in terms of power upgrade if none of this appeals to you. But we do know that they wanted to base it a little bit off the early version of 8.3, which was that in order to get sort of the power stuff, in order to the stuff that your character kind of wants weekly to be at his power maximum, should be really quick. And we are seeing evidence of that here, in that a lot of the upgrade stuff seems to be done very quickly. So getting your legendary stuff from Torghast is pretty quick, early floors. And combining that with the cap on anima you're going to be able to get. So they're capping it out so you can't get more. And the rest of the stuff that you want to, if you want to push further into different areas, it's going to be cosmetic and thematic stuff. A lot of this stuff is built around basically making a one weekly event even more prosperous for you, rather than making it so like Visions, where you have to do multiple of those events they're making it so that, oh, well, you're going to do this once a week thing, so let's work on making that a more interesting and fun experience all the way. With that said, I'm going to now show you the sexy vampire party in a separate video. That's the basic idea here. I imagine that Bastion, the Kyrians, the Necrolords, and the Night Fae have something very similar, but obviously in a slightly different environment. If I was to have one criticism of this, being a real petty pain in the ass like I am for Blizzard, is it's actually really annoying to move around this tower, especially if they start putting more stuff in. The only thing that's actually upstairs is the conduit. So once I activate that, I'm not sure why I would ever come back here, but running all this way out to run all the way back in the exact same pathway is a little annoying, but I can't imagine anything pettier than what I just said to you. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I'll catch you at the Sexy Vampire Party. Bring your RSVP. I'm not joking. You need to RSVP. I'm not shitting you. That's the thing.